The bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's not just a saying. It's a law of physics applied to fame. And right now, we're watching the biggest creator on earth test that law. MrBeast 300 million subscribers. $700 million in revenue from feastables alone. The man who gave away cars and houses and millions of dollars to strangers. The man who planted 20 million trees. The man who built his empire on being the good guy. That empire is cracking, and the cracks are spreading fast. Our story begins not with success, but with ambition. Jimmy Donaldson started making YouTube videos in 2012 at age 13. For years, he made nothing. Lived with his mom, dropped out of college, obsessed over the algorithm. By 2017, he cracked the code with a video counting to 100,000. 40 hours straight, it went viral. From there, the formula was simple. Do something no one else would do. Spend more money than anyone else. Give away more than anyone else. Make it a spectacle. The views came. The money followed. By 2020, MrBeast was already massive, but he wanted more. He launched Feastables chocolate bars in 2022. They did $460 million in revenue the first year. By 2024, that grew to $700 million. He launched Beast Burgers as a ghost kitchen operation, thousands of locations overnight. He became not just a creator, but a business empire. Merchandise, production company, philanthropy, organization, everything was growing. Everything was working. Until it wasn't. The first crack appeared in July 2024. Ava Kris Tyson, one of MrBeast's oldest friends and collaborators, allegations surfaced that Ava had groomed a minor. Inappropriate messages with a 13-year-old fan starting in 2016. The fan is now an adult and defended Ava initially. But other accusers came forward. Marty Patton's MrBeast stayed silent for weeks. Finally, he released a statement. Hired investigators. Removed Ava from the channel. But the damage was done. People asked how Jimmy didn't know, how someone so close could be a predator without Jimmy noticing. Was he negligent, complicit, or just blind? Then came the crypto allegations. In August 2024, investigators started tracking MrBeast's crypto wallet. They found he had promoted over 50 cryptocurrency tokens on his social media. Pump and dump schemes. He'd get paid to promote a coin. His followers would buy. The price would spike, then insiders would sell. The price would crash. His followers lost money. He made an estimated $10 million across all the promotions. When confronted, Jimmy denied involvement, said someone else managed that wallet. But blockchain doesn't lie. The wallet address matched his public statements. The transactions lined up with his promotional posts. He did it. And when caught, he lied. But those were reputational wounds. Survivable, maybe. Then came Beast Games. This was supposed to be Jimmy's masterpiece, the biggest game show ever made. 2,000 contestants, $5 million prize. Partnered with Amazon Prime Video. The budget was rumored to be $100 million or more. It was meant to prove MrBeast could compete with traditional media, that YouTube creators had arrived. Instead, it became a nightmare. Filming took place in Las Vegas in July 2024. 2,000 contestants showed up, expecting the MrBeast treatment. Production value. Safety. Fun. What they got was chaos. The allegations are extensive and detailed. Contestants reported inadequate food. Some went hours without eating. Medical emergencies were ignored or delayed. One contestant alleged they had a seizure and medical staff took 30 minutes to respond. Bathroom breaks were restricted. People were urinating in bottles. The air conditioning failed in the Las Vegas heat. People collapsed from heat exhaustion. Then, there were the injuries. Physical challenges that went wrong. Contestants breaking bones, spraining ankles. One contestant alleges they were hospitalized, and production refused to cover medical costs. Another said they were pressured to sign releases while injured and medicated. The consent forms allegedly waived all liability. Contestants couldn't sue even if seriously hurt, except those consent forms might not hold up in court. Sexual harassment allegations emerged. Female contestants reporting being groped. Inappropriate comments from crew members. When complaints were made, nothing happened. Production continued. One contestant alleges a crew member exposed himself. When reported to supervisors, the crew member wasn't removed. Just moved to a different set. The environment was described as toxic and unsafe. Labor violations came next. Contestants were allegedly told they'd be compensated for their time. Many were flown from other countries. They quit jobs to participate. They were promised stipends, but when filming wrapped, many received nothing. No payment, no reimbursement for travel, no compensation for the weeks they spent locked in a warehouse competing. This violates labor law. Even reality show contestants must be paid minimum wage in many jurisdictions. If Beast Games didn't pay, that's wage theft. In November 2024, 5 contestants filed a class action lawsuit. The lawsuit seeks $100 million in damages. It alleges sexual harassment, unsafe working conditions, false advertising, and labor violations. The plaintiffs are seeking class action status, which would allow all 2,000 contestants to join. If granted, this becomes a massive liability. Even if MrBeast wins, the legal costs alone could be tens of millions. But here's what makes this existential. The lawsuit isn't just about money. It's about Jimmy's brand. His entire empire is built on being the generous good guy, the person who gives away money and changes lives. If he's exposed as running sweatshop conditions for his own profit, that brand dies. And if the brand dies, the empire collapses. Feastables sales are already down 15% according to retail analysts. Not catastrophic, but declining. If the lawsuit gets worse, if more allegations emerge, if the trial becomes a media spectacle, Feastables could lose retail partnerships. Walmart and Target don't want controversy on their shelves. Amazon has exposure to... They funded Beast Games. They're the distributor. If they knew about unsafe conditions and did nothing, they could be liable. If they didn't know, that's negligence. Either way, Amazon's reputation takes a hit. They might settle quickly just to make this disappear. Or they might throw MrBeast under the bus to protect themselves. Corporate partners are loyal only until liability appears. YouTube has stayed silent. MrBeast is their golden child. They're proof that YouTube can compete with Netflix and Disney. But YouTube has a history of dropping creators when scandals get too big. Logan Paul after the suicide forest, David Dobrik after the assault allegations. If this gets bad enough, YouTube might quietly demonetize or shadow ban MrBeast content. Not publicly, just algorithmically. Views drop. Revenue drops. The empire starves. MrBeast's response has been defensive. His team released a statement saying the allegations are exaggerated. That production had challenges but nothing unsafe. That contestants are seeking money and attention. This is a mistake. Attacking accusers makes it worse, especially when there are 2,000 potential witnesses. If even 10% of contestants corroborate the allegations, Jimmy loses the narrative. And in the court of public opinion, narrative is everything. The crypto stuff is resurfacing, too. Media outlets are now investigating all of Jimmy's financial relationships. Who paid him for what? Where did the money go? His charity, MrBeast Philanthropy, is being scrutinized. Did donations actually go to causes or get funneled elsewhere? So far nothing proven, but the questions damage trust. And trust is the only thing keeping the empire together. Here's the bigger pattern. MrBeast scaled too fast. From a guy in his mom's house making videos to a $700 million business empire in under 5 years. That speed doesn't allow for infrastructure. No HR department. No legal compliance team. No safety protocols. Just Jimmy and his friends making it up as they go. That works when you're small. When you're managing 2,000 people in a warehouse with $5 million on the line, that's corporate negligence. Every business reaches a point where the founder's scrappiness becomes a liability. Where what worked at 10 million stops working at 100 million. MrBeast hit that point and didn't adapt. He kept operating like it was 2018. Just him and the boys making crazy videos. But you can't run a multinational corporation that way. Eventually someone gets hurt. Eventually someone sues. And that eventually is now. What happens next? Best case for Jimmy, the lawsuit settles quietly. Amazon pays most of it. Contestants sign NDAs. Beast Games never airs. Jimmy takes a PR hit but survives. Feastables recovers. The crypto stuff fades. In 2 years, people mostly forget. He's too big to fully cancel. 300 million subscribers don't disappear overnight. Worst case, the lawsuit goes to trial. Discovery reveals worse conditions than alleged. More contestants come forward. Media covers it daily. Sponsors drop them. Retail partners pull Feastables. YouTube demonetizes. The $700 million empire collapses to $100 million. Still rich but diminished. Legacy destroyed. No, not as a generous creator, but as the guy who ran sweatshops. Most likely scenario is somewhere between lawsuit settles for less than 100 million, maybe 20 to 30 million split between Amazon and Mr. Some contestants happy with payout. Others still vocal. Brand damaged but not destroyed. Feastables survives, but growth stalls. YouTube keeps him, but algorithms bury him slightly. He remains a major creator, but not the creator. The throne is vacant. Someone else rises. The lesson here isn't about MrBeast specifically. It's about scale. Fame and business both require infrastructure that matches ambition. You can't scale a personality-driven brand infinitely without systems, without HR, legal, safety, compliance, without treating people like people instead of content. Jimmy built an empire on generosity but allegedly ran his production like a sweatshop. That hypocrisy is the crack that breaks everything. The empire isn't dead yet, but it's crumbling. And unlike his videos where he controls the narrative and the edit, this time the world is watching unscripted. 2,000 witnesses, court documents, lawyers, journalists. He can't buy his way out, can't edit his way out, can't give away $1 million to distract. He has to face what he built. And whether what he built can survive the truth. If you made it this far, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think MrBeast survives this, or is this the beginning of the end? And subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching.